Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the chanting this morning. We'll continue our reading from the Nectarean Ocean of the Holy Name. Okay. Well, Hare Krishna. We'll continue from the book, The Nectarean Ocean of the Holy Name by Sacinandana Swami on the sixth chapter, Tips to Improve One's Chanting. And the section is entitled as Chanting at least 16 rounds. How many rounds should we chant at least? That's a question. According to Śrīla Prabhupāda, a spiritual master, Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura, considered a person as fallen, patita, if he did not chant 64 rounds every day. Śrīla Prabhupada soon realized that his Western disciples were not able to keep such a high standard, and thus, by his mercy, everybody can be rescued simply by attentively chanting at least 16 rounds daily. Therefore, Śrīla Prabhupada is called Patita Pavana, the savior of the most fallen souls. In a conversation in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the devotees wanted Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu to accept a servant as a companion on his journey. As a sannyasi, however, Lord Chaitanya wanted to travel on his own, free from the obligation of caring for another person. Finally, Sri Nityananda Prabhu convinced him with the following argument. Since your two hands will always be engaged in chanting and counting the holy names, how will you be able to carry the water pot and external garments? Now, just don't go into the logical thoughts of two hands chanting and how is that possible, and left hand chanting and all those things. Understand the mood here. In other words, the Lord needed both his hands for chanting and counting. Yeah. His rounds and was not able to carry anything. Counting his rounds and was not able to carry anything. From this, it is clear that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu counted his rounds. Śrīla Prabhupada explains in the purport to the above verse. From this verse, it is clear that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was counting the holy name a fixed number of times daily. In addition to other duties, he introduced the system. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to count on his fingers while one hand was engaged in chanting. The other hand kept the numbers of rounds. This is corroborated in the Caitanya Charitamrita and also in Srila Rupa Goswami's Tavamala. Therefore, devotees in the line of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu must chant at least 16 rounds daily. And this is the number prescribed by the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. 16 rounds is almost 28,000 names. There is no need to imitate Haridas Thakura, who chanted 300,000 names every day, or the other Goswamis. But chanting the holy name a fixed number of times daily is essential for every devotee. On another occasion, Srila Prabhupada said, this chanting of 16 rounds is absolutely necessary if one wants to remember Krishna and not forget him. Now, among all the regulatory principles given by the spiritual master, his order to chant at least 16 rounds is the most important one. Once in London, a devotee only managed to chant 15 rounds by the late evening and then went to sleep because he was very tired. During the night, he heard the bell ringing. He went downstairs, opened the door, and there was Srila Prabhupada standing before him. Now, Prabhupada is asking this question. Have you chanted your 16 rounds? This is quite interesting, right? Prabhupada just coming here and asking that question to that particular devotee. Srila Prabhupada asked. Before the devotee could answer, he woke up realizing that Śrīla Prabhupāda appeared in a dream. Immediately he sat up in his bed and chanted the last round. And nice. We'll do one more short session here. Chanting loudly enough to hear oneself. That's the title. When Haridas Thakura became very sick due to old age, Śrī Caitanya Mahāprabhu addressed him as follows. Now that you have become old, you may reduce the number of rounds you chant daily. You are already liberated, and therefore you need not follow the regulative principle very strictly. In the purport to this verse, Śrīla Prabhupāda writes, the first regulative principle is that one must chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra loudly enough so that he can hear himself, and one must vow to chant a fixed number of rounds. So at any given condition, one must try to chant their prescribed number of rounds, unless and until it is critical stage in one's life. Even I remember Bhakti, my God, Bhakti Tirtha Swami, even it is said that even in his last stages where he was struggling and going through issues, it was said that he was trying to chant his rounds. Okay. We have 7 more minutes. And let's see if there's any discussion here. Otherwise, we can continue reading. So the topic is about chanting 16 rounds daily. So this could be an inspiration for who are trying to chant, who are not made up to 16 rounds yet, to get inspired and try to come to that level of 16 rounds as soon as possible. And those who are initiated, there's no question about not chanting 16 rounds. One must chant 16 rounds. There's no question about it. Any discussion? If not, I will continue reading. If there's any questions, discussion, we can have.
Oh, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, Atulananda Prabhu.
So I think you said two things here. One was that chant 16 rounds and also chant loudly so that you can hear yourself.
Yeah.
Correct? So what happens in conditions where a person is able to chant but not that loudly because of medical conditions or other things where your voice is really affected?
That's absolutely fine. It's the same answer of what I said yesterday. Krishna is the Supreme Father. He understands the mood of the chanter, the devotee. So those things are all not a condition at all. The principle needs to be applied here. There's that the detail of if someone's not able to chant because of voice and etc. That's absolutely fine. What else can they do? So that's absolutely fine. That's not an issue at all. This is for person who is in a perfect fit condition.
Thank you.
Yeah. This all instruction is given for such person.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, bro. Current condition is could be a situation, so just extending your question, a condition that person may even not able to hold the chanting beat to make the counts. That could be an extension of your question. What to do? Just chant in mind. How do I know I chanted 16 rounds? Just chant. Because if a person is in that condition, he's not going to be thinking about how many rounds I completed. Yes or no?
Yes.
He's completely at the feet of Krishna's mercy. Krishna, I am yours. If you do whatever you want to do with me. At that point of time, myself, yourself, anyone here is not going to be worried about am I finishing my 16 rounds. His consciousness is completely going to be at the lotus feet of Krishna, always chanting Krishna's name at that condition. That matters. In fact, strictly speaking, we all should be in that mode while we are chanting. Unfortunately, uh, it's not. Unfortunately, however you individually want to take a person, you can take it. His Grace Mahatma Prabhu came a couple of years back. He said the statement is very nice, where he said the kids have made nice notes from his lecture. He said, I don't want to be given a tough lesson in my life, so I better be a good student. I'm paraphrasing this one. That's not what the meaning is the same. So you don't want to be given some special attention by Krishna, so you come to bhakti, right? So if you can do it, just let's do it. Why to waste Krishna's time to give us a special attention to teach us some lesson to become a nice devotee? Let's not take that chance, and that we may not be able to take it. It may be not heavy, but according to Krishna, but let's not wait for that moment to give a chance for that. We don't want to be a special devotee. We want to be a simple devotee. Okay, anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Gopal, Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, is it not that if we chant little louder, if our mind is wandering somewhere, it gets back to the track? That's what I feel, but I'm not. When you chant little louder and you listen to your chant, I feel I'm attracted back. If my mind is going wandering around, it might attract back. Is what I feel, Prabhu. That's why I want to chant little louder.
Yeah, I mean, when you are chanting, I usually try to read the section before I start reading to you all to understand what's in there. But when you were chanting, I couldn't focus on my reading only. I was only hearing to your chanting. So it's effective. I mean, again, it's not that everyone has to do the same thing. It's individually, the speed should not be too fast, definitely. But the volume depends on individual person. You can whatever makes you comfortable to bring your concentration focused on it. That's fine.
Sure, Prabhu. Yeah, not to disturb others, but I feel I should chant myself a little louder so that I can
Yeah,
hear myself and concentrate on it.
yeah. I mean, I was not joking. I was serious. When you were chanting, it was like slapping on my face. Hey, come on, focus here on the chanting. What are you doing here? It was like that for me too when you were chanting. But the speed has to be also checked. That should is also important. Otherwise, what happens is like very fast you chant with loud, and it won't be very effective. Also, I mean, it won't be able to concentrate. That's absolutely fine in your case. You told this few times to me also.
Thank you.
But you can't chant like this when you're outside, right? And usually we are here, you're fine. When I was in the beginning stage of Krishna consciousness, there's another devotee and we were peers, joined Krishna consciousness together in Melbourne, Australia. So in Australia, we have this tram system, tram on the road, right? Like a train, tram. So I finished my college school and then he was working, he comes, and I was a new devotee that time. So we both sit in a tram, and then this person also knew, I'm also new. But this person takes the chanting back, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. And then I was feeling so uncomfortable because I was sitting next to him and the tram, everyone watching. And I said, hey, just stop. That time, no, Prabhuji respects all friends, right? Hey, just stop. Why are you screaming like this? No, everyone should get benefit of holy name. Let them all hear. I said, from the next day, I took another tram and went. All right. Anyway, anything else? We have 1 more minute.
So chanting on the device is okay, Prabhu. or we need to use the Japamala?
Bhaskar, one more time.
You know the electronic device, right? Chanting. Is that okay?
For some reason, not clear.
That device, Prabhu, instead of chanting beats, the device that ring something, that's not right, Prabhu? Bhaskar Prabhu?
Yeah, yes, Mother.
Yeah, it's advice. No, we have been told to chant using the chanting beads. This device and all those things came a little later. And just to, maybe we can use for the extra rounds than the prescribed rounds that we have. But for the prescribed number that we're committed to chant, using the chanting bead is the best way to go. Yeah, also that's another thing that we are in touch with the beads, right? It's a tulasi bead, as we are initiated. So it's nice to use a chanting bead than the counter.
Okay.
Yeah. Like now that we have watches where how many steps you take, it get counted. 10,000 steps, don't you walk, it just count, you can count. Later there'll be a device coming where you move the mouth and then it start counting, you chanted 1 round, chanted 2 rounds, or 1 mantra, 2 mantra. There'll be a new application that will come and capture. All we have to do is just keep doing. You finish 16 rounds. Who knows? There could be a future technology. But anyway, it's a joke. But yeah, chanting beads it goes. Thank you all very much. We'll meet again tomorrow at 5 a.m. Central Time. You have a wonderful day in Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.